The Romantic era was a time when art, literacy, and intelligence were increasing greatly throughout Europe and the world. Marked by the Industrial Revolution in the early 1800s, this time opened up many opportunities for scholars and the working class. The Industrial Revolution marked a time in history when mechanical technology was just starting to become popular and innovation boomed. Because of this, thousands of jobs were created in the city, and people moved from the farmlands into the city to start a new and better life working in the factories. This dream for people was met with a harsh reality, where jobs paid 10 cents an hour, there were horrible problems with heating, dirt, noise, ventilation, and lighting. The work conditions in the factories were very dangerous, and oftentimes workers worked for 12 hours every day. Even the wives had to give up their traditional lifestyle to work in the factories with their husbands in the harsh conditions. Arguably the largest innovation in the Industrial Revolution was the passenger train, which allowed people to live farther away from the city and still have a stable job located in the city. Using the steam engine, which had gained a large popularity at the time, trains were now able to be ridden by everyday people for a lower price every day, making the commuting from a farther area easier and more convenient than ever before. Because of the passenger train system taking off, the railroad system also expanded greatly, which in turn allowed for big industrial companies to move their factories closer to the city and farther away from the raw material mines. Along with the industry part of the Industrial Revolution, there were many individual revolutions and wars that occurred at the same time because of this newly acquired technology. During the beginning of the Romantic era, the French Revolutionary War broke out in 1792, leading to a series of battles from the French revolutionaries that were unhappy with the ruling of the king and queen at the time. In the French Revolutionary War, Austria and Prussia, two of the three biggest world military leaders, took over Paris, France, which then triggered all the anger from the French revolutionaries, who had been growing in size just outside of France for some time now. Because of this invasion in Paris, the French revolutionaries decided to make their approach on France and fight against the Imperial Guard in an attempt to overthrow the king and queen. Another big war of the time, the Napoleonic Wars, started in 1803, was led by Napoleon the Great. Napoleon was successful in the near-complete takeover of Europe because he used the balance of infantry, cavalry, and artillery, each equipped with the highest level of military technology available at the time. One major military weapon, the smoothbore Springfield rifle, was very popular in America throughout the Civil War. However, nothing can compare to the popularity of the Springfield musket made at the end of the Romantic era, which became the standard for military rifles in America due to its high accuracy and reliability. One of the downsides of the Industrial Revolution was the health concerns involved. Because the factories were so new, the government had not set many health standards for inside or outside of the factories. Due to the pollution of these factories, more from the coal factories, the poor areas around them had buildings that had turned black due to the smoke. Due to this pollution in the air, streets, and water, disease increased and life expectancy dropped immensely for the lower class. Smallpox, the deadliest disease at the time, was cured by scientist Edward Jenner by introducing the less deadly disease cowpox to people before they had received smallpox. This allowed them to build antibodies to the disease so that the major disease could not infect them. Because of this discovery, Edward Jenner is known to many as the father of immunology. Although he was the founder of the cure, he did not know why it worked because nobody at the time had an understanding for bacteria. He found the cure purely off of hundreds of years of trial and error.